Alright guys, you've probably seen all of the productivity videos and you've read all of the books. You're probably even a huge fan of Matt D'Avella and Ali Abdaal. But in this video, I want to do something a little bit different. I want to share with you the 5 steps or the 5 things that I do before any productive session. Over the past decade, I've done my fair share of sitting at a desk. I've been a medical student for the past 6 years, I write a self-growth weekly newsletter, and I also try to put out a video a week on this YouTube channel. So all in all, what I'm trying to say is that I've done a lot of refining and a lot of thinking about this over the years. And for me, in my opinion, these are the 5 steps that really allow me to be productive during my sessions. So I'm going to share that with you guys today. If you find this video mildly valuable, I'd love for you to leave a like down below, and if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're new around here, my name is Yath. I'm a final year medical student at UCL in London. I'm going to be transitioning into life as a junior doctor this summer. And just so that we're super transparent and honest with each other, my definition of productivity might be slightly different to yours. For example, productivity for me means doing what needs to be done in a timely fashion without really sacrificing on your mental or physical health. So now let's have a look at my 5 steps, and I think you're going to like step number 5. It's slightly different and quite unique to what I do. Alright, step number 1 is to clean your desk. There's nothing quite exciting or groundbreaking about it. I think it's quite a simple thing to do, but for me, a clean desk makes a clean environment. It also gives us a really nice starting point because we don't have to think about the task itself or what we need to get done. I think you'll resonate with me here when I say that often when we have things to do, we find it difficult to know where to start or what to start with. We end up procrastinating because we don't know what to do, and therefore we do everything but the task itself. So my solution to this problem is just to clean my desk, and that's my way in. This for me gets the ball rolling and into the flow state. Once the desk is clean, I'm much more likely to sit down and get on with some work. Step number 2 is to sort out your hydration. A bit of health promotion here guys, stay hydrated. Nice and simple, I make sure to pour myself a glass of water or grab a jug of water if I'm in for a particularly long session. It's really good for 2 reasons, your body will thank you for it and you'll remain more awake and more functional throughout your productive session. Step number 3 is to remove distractions. The last thing you want is to get notifications from group chats you probably should have muted already, or email notifications from companies you thought you already unsubscribed from. There's a pretty decent book called Indistractable, and in this book the author talks about removing external triggers to improve our productivity and maintain focus. Although this sounds really simple, it's actually quite helpful for us to understand because it's something really easy that we can all do. For example, last month when I was revising for my medical school finals, I had a lot of my camera gear out, and I am a pretty creative guy. I like filming, I like grabbing B-roll shots. So whenever my camera is out, I have this inclination to just grab my camera and film a quick shot, which is a big distraction when you're revising for something really important. So what I did was pick up my camera and put it in a drawer so that it was out of sight. This sounds really simple, but it did help me remain more focused because I no longer had that urge to pick up my camera to film something or to mess about. I didn't have that distraction anymore. So yeah, just try to remove all distractions. So that includes mobile phones, turning off notifications, telling people that you're about to do work so they don't come in and distract you, and various small things that we can all do very simply just to remove those little things that might distract us and take our focus into different domains. Step number 4 is to define your intentions. What are you trying to achieve when you sit down to do some work? For me, that's keeping it clear, concise, and achievable. I used to have this bad habit of writing down 20 different things to do in a single day or within a single productivity session, and obviously that wasn't really feasible. I'd end up doing very few of those things on the list, and therefore at the end of the day I'd feel pretty miserable that I didn't really do what I said I would do. And this isn't what we want to do. So initially you might want to time yourself doing tasks or be really reasonable with yourself and realize what you can feasibly achieve in a day or within a particular session, and just write down those intentions on a piece of paper or within a to-do app so that you know very clearly what you have to get done within a productivity session. So I think this step of the process gives you some peace of mind. Rather than thinking about 20 different things and thinking how on earth are you going to get all of those things done, you can just think about 3 or 4 things and realize that you have a set amount of time and you have a set amount of tasks. They're quite achievable, quite feasible, therefore you feel quite comfortable with what you need to get done. So the final step I think you're going to find quite interesting, and it works really well for me, and that is to leverage accountability. Now of course I'm not suggesting that you need to do this every single time, because there's going to be times where you don't really need that extra accountability. But there are going to be many times when you're about to do something pretty important or something that's going to take you a lot of time and a lot of focus to get done, and that is where accountability can be very, very helpful. So there are two obvious ways you can do this. The first is really obvious, and that's to post on social media. I've done this numerous times in the past and it's been so helpful. Whenever I say I'm going to upload a new video and I just type it out on Twitter or something, I'm just way more likely to get that work done. The second way I think is a little bit easier and a little bit more convenient, and that's just to tell some friends or people that you're just chatting to on that particular day, what your plans are or what your intentions are for the rest of the day. For example, I might tell a friend that, today I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, and just because I've told that person, I'm way more likely to actually get those projects or those tasks done. Now of course that person isn't going to be angry, mad, or cross at you if you don't get those things done at the end of the day, but for me personally, just because I tell someone that I'm going to do something, it just makes me so much more accountable and much more likely to get those things done. So those are the 5 things that I do before a super productive session, and that's to clean my desk, sort out my hydration, remove any distractions, be very clear with my intentions, and also to leverage the idea of accountability. If you enjoyed these 5 steps or found any value in this video, then I think you should definitely check out my weekly newsletter where I share self-growth insights and lessons that I've learned along the way. I'll leave a link to it in the description down below. Finally, here's a short playlist of some of my most favorite videos, so if you do have the time, feel free to check them out. As always, stay safe, stay happy, and I'll see you very soon.